guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video we're going to be doing Who's That Pokemon Project Pan. So this video series, this is now my second video for my Pokemon Project Pan, and basically what it is I have all of my husband's Pokemon cards. And my whole reason for this video is basically to use up products in my collection but also make it fun and exciting. So once a week or twice a week, I will get this little bucket out. I will choose one card from here and do a makeup look based on that little character. And I came up with this because I wanted to have like something fun and exciting for me while doing a project pan. And I don't want to just show like the same products. This will kind of help me use up all the makeup items that I already own, and it will help me like rotate them. Yeah, I just think it's like really fun. So let's go ahead and get started. The first card I have is Poniard. So it looks like his colors are maroon, kind of like a gray lilac color, and then a yellow. So I'm gonna go ahead and find these colors and I'll be right back. Alright, so I picked out all the colors I'm gonna use for this look, and there's also a cream shadow that I'm gonna see if I can use also. Some of the colors are actually going to be layered on top of each other, but this is the closest I can get to this little character. So to get started, I'm actually going to be using my face cooling stick. I'm going to be using my Global Beauty Care from Dollar Tree Snail Mucin Essence. And I already have on my hyaluronic acid. I already put on some toner. And then next, by that same brand, I'm going to be using the Snail Moisturizer. And I've been using my daily moisturizer from Dollar Tree, but for some reason I can't find it. I was organizing my desk and I have no idea where I put it. And I can't remember if in past videos I read the ingredients, but this Snail Mucin has glycerin, snail secretion, glycolic acid, hyaluronic acid, and cucumber fruit extract. The other items I can't really pronounce. Yeah, so I've only used this a couple times. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I feel like it makes a really good like base for putting on makeup because it is kind of like sticky. You can kind of see that it's sticky. So I personally don't mind it, but I don't really recommend wearing it on its own. But wearing it under makeup is probably a better idea. And anytime we wear a face mask or do anything, I always have like redness right here. My skin has been having issues again. And I actually wore my beef tallow last night. I don't think that's what caused it, but I don't know. I'm just trying to focus on the redness. I've been kind of switching up my skincare a little bit. I have to do some more skincare shopping coming up. And maybe get something with like tea tree oil. Because I don't know. I'm not sure like what's causing this. We're going to prime the eyes. I actually have a couple of new skincare items that I'm trying to introduce. I mean, maybe next month I'm going to introduce my skin to it. Because my skin goes through like many ups and downs. I know I film a lot of like Dollar Tree skincare, but honestly, with some of the Dollar Tree skincare products, I don't necessarily use every day, like when it comes to the serums or like the lotions. I kind of like to switch up my products a little bit, and I kind of go based on how my skin is reacting, and then I'll just stick to that routine for a little while. Like for example, like this Snail Mucin, I only use this if I'm recording a video or if I'm out of that other stuff I was using. I really like demonstrating my Dollar Tree skincare items. And most of the time when I'm doing like makeup videos, I will share that Dollar Tree item, but I don't necessarily use mostly Dollar Tree items like for every day. But about 60% of the time, I do use Dollar Tree products. But I do have some more like expensive skincare that I like to use. The ones I'm using right now, they're actually in my bathroom, but I'm using skincare that's been made like locally. Like one of them is a carrot seed. It's like a seed oil butter consistency. And that one I really like for like glowing skin. And I also have some beef tallow and a complete skincare set that I use like a few times a week. But I like to hang on to those as much as I can because skincare can get expensive. So I'm just kind of, you know, I use it sparingly. So at 5 a.m. this morning, I washed all my makeup brushes so they are dry. I mean, I hope they're dry. I know the bigger ones are kind of damp still, but I really needed to clean them. First product I have here is the Mercerie Dollar Tree eyeshadow palettes. And I'm going to be taking this color here, and I'm going to be applying that to like as a base. This one's kind of lighter in color. Try my best to leave an open spot for that light blue. I'm actually glad that I am able to use like a maroon color today. The last video I filmed, I was saying how I want to start playing around with more like maroon shades, because it's actually one of my favorite colors besides purple and green. So I'm not going to go too crazy with this color. I just want to use it as a base. We're going to darken that color up. I'm just kind of blending this up to the brows a little bit. I'm going to take more and apply that to the outer corner. And then next, I'm going to be taking my almost used up Flower Beauty palette. This one is actually in my current project pan. And we're going to be taking this gray, like taupey shade and put that all over the lids. And we're just going to blend that a little bit, as we're going to be putting some more color on top of that. God, I have all these baby hairs. Just going to blend down the inner corner. And this gray is actually a really pretty color. I have enjoyed using it over the years. And we're going to be taking a new Wet n Wild Disney palette. And we're going to use this shade over here. And I'm just going to apply a little bit, because I want to make this a little darker. That's a really beautiful color. We're using quite a bit of color in this look, so we'll try our best to use all of them, but I can't guarantee that. And then next, I'm going to be taking this Revlon cream shadow and Vava Bloom. We're going to be taking this kind of like this reddish shimmery shade here. And I'm just going to apply a little bit, kind of like under that maroon shade. I'm gonna kind of like blend that. This actually makes a really nice transition shade with that gray. Honestly, I wasn't sure how that would turn out, like applying it over like a powder shadow. But that looks really good. And I need to wipe that makeup off my arm so it doesn't get on my shirt. Probably should have done that earlier. I actually just opened up a new container of the BioPure antibacterial hand wipes. And this one is in the scent Cozy Vanilla. I can't really smell the vanilla as much, but I actually really like these wipes. Takes the makeup off like really well. So this Snail Mucin like moisturizer, it really adds like a tackiness to the skin. And even just applying that Dollar Tree primer, I feel like I have to really like, feels like my skin is like tugging. So that foundation's gonna go on really nicely. So then we're gonna take my NYX Love in Florence eyeshadow palette. This one is called Prima Donna, and this one, I know this one's super expired, but it doesn't have an odor in it and it still swatches out nicely, so I'm gonna keep it. So I'm gonna make this look kind of smoky, so I'm gonna be taking this dark shade here. And I'm going to apply that to the outer corner. I'm gonna lightly blend with the other colors. And I can see that my wet eyeshadow is already creasing. So maybe not the best to use a wet shadow with a dry shadow on top or underneath. I'll remember that next time. Oh, this look is turning out really beautiful. And yeah, I remember I was obsessed with this makeup palette, and I don't know why, why I haven't used this in so long. Like, I was using it heavily and then I just stopped using it for some reason. But yeah, I really like this color here, and then there is a pretty big dip on that purple one. It's kind of hard to see, but this purple one has been my favorite. So I'm going to be taking my NYX face glue, and I'm basically going to be putting that on the inner corner of my eye. And this is where I'm going to be putting that blue shade. And I really want it to kind of pop a little bit. I'm going to be careful not to apply that to my tear duct. The closest blue I can find to match is from this palette, McoBeauty. This is actually the only blue palette that I own. And it has a really wide range of blues and a couple of like purples. So we're gonna be taking this kind of like a periwinkle blue color. This is in the shade Lagoon. And we're just going to be taking a little bit on the brush and dabbing it on the inner corner. And then we're going to blend that out with another brush in a second. I'm also going to drag that on the lower lash line. And you can see how this color really pops with the help of the face glue. And we're just going to kind of drag that color on the lower lash line. And I'm going to be taking this dome-shaped brush and apply even more. And kind of blend that a little bit. I was going to put that periwinkle shade on the top of the gray, but I feel like having it on the inner corner really brightens up that look, because the body of the character is mostly like that periwinkle gray color. And I'm going to be taking more of that gray and kind of popping that right back on top. So because of the creasing, I'm actually going to be taking a very light dusting of this rosy color here. And this is a shimmer. So I'm going to be really light with it and kind of lightly apply that to those maroon colors. I don't want to do too much because I don't want to get rid of that maroon. And I know I'm kind of applying the colors, like I'm applying a lot, but this has to be just right. Okay. Okay, that looks perfect. So then we're going to be taking that same dark color that I used for my outer corner, and we're just going to apply to the rest of that lower lash line. And then blend that ever so slightly. And I want that periwinkle color to pop, so I'm going to be taking the lightest color of this shade in White Sand. And I'm just going to apply that on top of that blue. And I'm deciding to go a little extra because it is the holidays and I've been craving a really good like glitter look. Ooh, so you know what? I think I'm going to apply that glitter shade on the lower lash line, because why not? That looks so pretty. We're gonna drag that out even more. Oh my god. I really love how this is turning out. This is amazing. So I actually just came up with a last minute idea. So I'm going to take this black to line my lashes. I was going to use a baby blue shade, like a pastel shade for this look, but I think wearing a yellow mascara on the bottom lashes will be really amazing. Actually, I could have even used my yellow eyeliner on the bottom with the yellow mascara. I should have done that. And then we're going to take that black and apply on the top. I haven't worn makeup in like 3 days, so I've been craving a really good makeup look. Kind of going all out today when I'm just going like grocery shopping, but honestly, that's okay. So because that character has yellow eyes, I thought it would be really good to add a yellow mascara. But I'm just going to put it on my bottom lashes because I'm afraid to ruin this look if I just went all out with the yellow mascara. So I'm going to be taking my Splash On Wet n Wild mascara, and this is from the SpongeBob collection. This is what it looks like. And I'm just going to be applying that to my bottom lashes. And honestly, I don't know how this is going to turn out. But it is like a Pokemon look, so we're going a little crazy today. So since I got this mascara, I've only used it once. And I got it like towards the end of the summer. And I've been meaning to wear it, but I don't know. The yellow mascara, I'm not sure like how I can use it with like a Christmas or... So I'm gonna have to play around with this more and figure out how other people wear yellow mascara. I like wearing makeup items that kind of give me a little bit of a challenge. That's why I'm so excited I'm doing this series on my channel now. So the black kind of is mixing with the yellow, so it's very hard to see. And I got yellow on my lashes. So I don't know. I might apply yellow to the outer corners. Okay, I think I just needed a second coat. There we go. That looks a little bit wild. Like I wouldn't wear this every day, but the only thing I don't like about this is I can see the yellow on my lashes. It's kind of like having a bright light in your face. And then on the top of the lashes, I'm going to be using my Sky High mascara. To kind of match that like maroon shade I have going on, I'm going to use my McoBeauty Bouncy Jelly Tint. And I'm just going to apply a little bit on the cheeks. And this is actually pretty hard to blend. I guess you have to use your fingertips. So I will just do that. This is my first time ever doing a cheek tint. So I think that's good for now. We're going to apply a little bit of the concealer. I'm going to apply a little bit over here. Kind of give it some color. Okay, so unlike a cream blush, that tint really shows through. So you really have to use a very little bit of it. So I'm going to be taking my setting powder by AOA Studio, and I'm just going to just apply a little bit. Be applying my powder bronzer, and then now we're going to move on with the mascara. I'm gonna do this off camera and I'll be right back. I just decided to just put all black mascara on my top lashes and just leave the yellow mascara alone. I was gonna put some on the outer corner, but I feel like it would be too much. So I like how it looks. So I'm going to be taking this red and yellow highlighter shade. This is my Emerald Peacock highlighter from AOA Studio. Can't really see it. There we go. And then I'm going to apply a little bit more blush, but I'm going to use a very light blush. This is my Lancome blush in the shade A Plum. And we're just going to take that and apply that on the top. And then for my lips today, I'm going to be taking my LA Colors lip crayon in the shade Groovy Pink. And it's just basically a really nice nude pink color. And over that, we're going to be taking the Ione Tinted Lip Oil in Plum Berry. And we're just basically going to put that on the top. And that basically completes my Pokemon inspired makeup look. Let me know how I did. Honestly, I feel like that maroon and periwinkle shade go really well together. I never would have thought to use these colors like on my own. I really like it. I even like the touch of yellow. I wouldn't really mix these two together, but after doing this look, I feel like it would be really fun to play around with like a yellow and periwinkle shade. Because I don't know, I like to do things that are kind of outside of the box. And I really like this look. And the blush is a little bit heavy-handed, but I think it goes really well with this look. I'm gonna have to start using this more coming up because this is such a great like fall and winter eye palette, and I need to use it more. So that's all for today's Pokemon inspired makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Remember to be kind today. Do something for yourself today. Treat yourself. Go to Bath & Body Works. Buy yourself a new makeup item. So if you guys do end up like doing this little Pokemon challenge with me, you know, if you have Pokemon cards, go ahead and shuffle them, put them in a little container, and set 1 or 2 days out of the week to pull out a random card and do a makeup look based on the character. So if you guys do end up doing this little project pan series with me, make sure to tag my handle, the beauty bug, and I'll put that on the screen here. Make sure to tag me in your description or in the title of your video, and let's see what we can come up with. So make sure you guys are kind today. Make sure you go hug your animals, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.